Alright, my ring light isn't working for some reason, but fuck it, you'll be able to hear me. So the first place you can find promoters is very obvious. It's going to be just reaching out to your own friend network. Main benefit of this is that you can usually kind of convince them to work on your event pretty quickly. The downside of recruiting your own friends though is essentially what you want to be able to do with your promoter team is expand the network of potential reach, but if you keep hiring people from your friend circle, you've all got mutual friends and you all just end up inviting the same people. And so the actual net total number of people that you can reach in your friend network is relatively limited because everyone's got like a mutual friend and everyone's a couple touch points away from each other, right? But you can get numbers in. The other benefit of recruiting your friends as well is there's already like vibe and banter in the promoter group from day one, which is really important to actually like engaging promoters. If you've got a team of like complete strangers where absolutely no one knows anyone at all, it's really hard to get your promoters engaged and things like that because again, it's community which will drive retention in your promoter team. I've talked about it in previous videos. Second place that you can get promoters is kind of an extension of the first, which is I talked about it on I think the last video that I posted where the guy he only had I think 2 or maybe 3 or 4 promoters, and I said what your promoters should actually be doing is promoting to get more promoters. So getting your existing promoter network to go out and find people just like them. So essentially you go to your existing promoters and go say something like, hey, do you know anyone that'll be a really good fit for the team, that's like really good vibe, see if they can get them on board, and then get them reaching out because then they can say to their friends, hey, I'm promoting for this event, you get like drink tokens or money or whatever your incentive scheme is. Maybe I can talk about it in another video. But method 2 is using your existing promoters to go and find other promoters. Again, the other pro and con of the first one is kind of repeated, where if you keep getting promoters in the same network, like the network doesn't really expand at all. It's kind of just repeating. But then again, the benefit as well is you build a better network. Third thing you can do is organically posting on your Instagram and your TikTok and your Facebook for the actual nightclub event page. So typically you'll have like the nightclub's page, which is like the venue, and then you'll have like your promoter page, which you'll be running unless you're doing an internal night. So you can post on either the clubs, either on your, I'm confused. I just had a date with Tanisha, so I'm a little bit tipsy, but I need to get this video done before I go to Melbourne in the morning. Posting on your event's Facebook page and socials, so you can post to your existing patrons saying, hey, if you're loving the night, if you find yourself coming like every single week, we actually have a promoted team, you get free drinks, you get free entry, blah, 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 and then get them to DM the page. Now, one thing I learned, just to make your life a little bit easier when you're doing that, because you'll be doing a lot of things over DMs, typically what I would do is I would have, as soon as they DM me, I would manually message them, hey, because they'd be asking for info. So I'd say, hey, yep, love to send you the info. Just by the way, it's going to be really obvious that this is a copied and pasted message just because we have so many inquiries. Send that and then copy and paste from like your notes on your phone, all the rules and the incentives, and copy and paste that, and then manually reply to them after that saying, hey, sorry for the fucking essay, but let me know when you've gone through all of that and if you have any questions. And then at least you can streamline some of the stuff, like you know that they know everything that they need to know, and then they can come back with clarifying questions, and it just streamlined that whole process a little bit for me. You can also do things like, you can make Google Forms where like they have to put in like their Instagram username, their TikTok username, so you can see how many followers and stuff they have. But just, you can make it as complex or as simple or as convoluted as you want. It's up to you. Next thing you can do as an extension of that is talk to the venue and see if they'll post on their socials. So if you've got a good relationship with the venue that you're holding your event at, you should be able to talk to the venue manager or the owner or someone on the team and be like, hey, we really want to build a promoter team. Would you mind posting on the venue's page to find us promoters? Because the benefit of that is the venue's page would have been around longer than your events page. So theoretically, they should have more followers, and then also those followers are like regular attendees of the club, right? So or the bar or the whatever. So you should be able to get some decent volume that way. The next method, I don't know which method we're up to now, probably like the 5th or the 6th or something like that. But you can just run ads. So you can run a message campaign on like Facebook and Instagram and just say, hey, Like, make your content and say, hey, we're looking for promoters for our team. Here's the like benefits of working with us. Here's the cons of working with us. Which you put some joke in there, like you had to put up with this person, or you had to put up with this person, or whatever. And you can just run ads, and then you just literally just target people in your area that are like, depending on the demographic, but like generally you want to target the lower demographic. So if your club night is for like 18 to 24 year olds, just target 18 and 19 year olds, because the 23 and the 24 year olds, like, if they're still going out, not many of their friends probably are too much. So if you get 18 and 19 year olds, you essentially get like a higher lifetime value, because one, they're fucking broke, so they need drink tokens. And two, you can like, if you like get them like a good promoter file, like they'll be around for like years. So, but if you get like a 23, 24 year old, you probably get like a year or two out of them tops. And it won't even be that effective, because obviously as time goes on past 18, like the number of people that are like regularly going out just dramatically declines. At least it depends on the event and things like that, right? But I know most of you are kind of targeting 18 to 24 year olds. I can see the analytics on YouTube. The last method, which I'm maybe not last method, I'll decide if this is the last method afterwards. But another method that you can use is just cold DMing people. It's super fucking time consuming. I've personally never really done it. I know some people have to some success. I know that it's like a massive channel for like advertising agencies to grow their advertising agency, which by the way is fucking rich, because if you're an advertising agency, just run ads like a fucking grown up instead of like practice what you preach, because they don't, because they're fucking liars. They don't actually know how to run ads. So they just cold DM people. But if you're an event promoter, that's not your job to particularly know how to run ads, so you can just cold DM people. If depending on like what city you're in, like you probably know who all the big influencers are and things like that. But you can just like fling them a message, and it might not be the same deal that you have with your regular promoter team. It might be, but if you're looking for like influencers and things like that, you can just like strike up a conversation, say, hey, seen your content, I think you'd be like a really good vibe, I'd love to have you down. What do you think would be a fair deal to get you to like post on your Instagram story and blah, 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 and then just cut some kind of custom deal. Now, the last tip that I'm going to share applies for all of the different channels, and it is that the point that I made in the previous video, which the thing that will get people over the line is well and truly not just necessarily the incentive scheme, as in you get this many drink tokens or you get this many whatever, you get $5 for every ticket you sell or anything like that. That will drive performance to a degree, but the thing that will truly drive performance and longevity in your promoters is just honestly your enthusiasm for the event and your vision for where you want to see this thing goes. Like I said in the previous video, no one's excited by the general that's running into war or walking into war, that's giving the pep talk to his soldiers and saying, hey, yeah, other army's bigger, a bunch of us probably going to die, you know, this isn't going to go very well. You know, likewise, no one's excited by the promoter that's saying, you know, oh, that's my first event, don't really know how it's going to go, we might make some money, you'll make some money. Like, it's not exciting. Like, you need to be excited. You need to be like, the person you want to follow, whether it's fucking war or business or just like nightclub promotions, is the person that's overly enthusiastic about how well they're going to do. Like the person that's giving off the vibe that like, I don't even know why other nightclubs would bother opening on the same night as us, because obviously everyone's going to come to our event and say, I don't know why they're going to bother opening. Like that's the kind of vibe that you need to give off, that people get really, really excited about, and they need to see that from you. So that's actually a benefit to having like in-person promoter events, because it actually gives you an opportunity to face-to-face, like, show your enthusiasm. Like, one thing I try not to do with the employees of my company is I try not to give constructive criticism over to Slack messages or, like, text-based messages, because the actual words that you say in a message are only, like, I think it's like 6% of how that message is interpreted. The other 96% is just your tonality and the volume and fucking this stuff with your hands and stuff like that. That's really what shows how enthusiastic and excited you are about something. And so getting the opportunity to actually see people face to face is a huge opportunity to give off that enthusiasm. And I guarantee you, if you only talk to someone over Messenger and then you chat with them face to face, you will see a shift. As long as you do it correctly, you will see a shift in how enthusiastic they are about your event after you've talked to them face to face compared to when you just talk to them on Messenger. So make sure you find some opportunity, whether it's a pre-party or private promoter parties, to actually have a chat with your promoters and show them how enthusiastic you are. Good luck, have fun.